So to begin today's presentation, I'm just going to be talking a bit about what I've learned from this subject in regards to my self-awareness. So early on in the module, we got exposed to the concept of emotional intelligence and Daniel Goleman's model. This enabled us to complete a test called the GENOS test, which actually measured our competency and provided the framework for the rest of this subject, giving us an idea where we stand in terms of recognition and regulation, both within ourselves and socially. The next model that then provided the stepping stone to further development was Johari's window. This really was very insightful because it gave you an idea how you can improve your emotional intelligence, your self-awareness, and it provided the concept that you don't know what you don't know, and your own awareness, it could be expansive or it could be limited, and the only way to really increase your awareness is through seeking insight from others or exploring your own blind spots through various activities and exercises. And then that's exactly what we did with throughout the rest of the subject. So two key models that provided me the most insight about myself was the personal values test by Laureate University and Hosfed's cultural dimensions. So first of all, the personal values test. So this enabled me to see what my own values are and what my weaknesses are, what needs work with regards to my values. So my strengths were wisdom and humanity, and my weaknesses temperance and transcendence. And funnily enough, temperance actually tied closely to what my GENOS test provided, which is my self-management needed improvement. So regarding Hosfed's model, this provides 6 cultural dimensions, and the reason this was very insightful for me is because it enabled me to see really what the influences are of society around me, how I often react to them, how in sync I am to the society in which I live, and where potentially I might fit culturally in the world that fits my similar values. So these are just a couple of the models that helped me improve my self-awareness, and it has been very insightful, this subject, and I look forward to further development down the track. So I'm now going to talk about 2 potential scenarios I may face in the future from a business point of view that will potentially challenge and test my leadership capability. So the first one relates to either starting up a business or maintaining a business in the face of adversity. So challenges are inevitably going to come, and they could take the shape of a work health and safety incident, a public relations issue, a human resources issue, financial issue, marketing issue, competitor threat. So how I react to these are going to define the future of the business, and the leadership qualities that will be tested primarily include my ethics and integrity and my creativity and innovation. So if I know that if I don't compromise on ethics or the proper and transparent way of doing business that is right, I will put myself in a good place, and also being creative is my second scenario to get out of trouble. So furthering to develop these skills is what I plan on doing for sure, and in the next section I will talk about this. But the second incident I anticipate potentially could relate to a specific issue or incident with a business partner regarding more likely to be a decision that we both don't agree on. So how I manage to compromise, resolute this conflict is going to be critical, because a business partner is your key stakeholder, is going to be a key stakeholder, and a failure to manage that relationship will be just as detrimental as any other difficulty or challenge. And the required leadership skills for this would be the ability to compromise, the ability again to uphold ethics and integrity, the ability to ensure good social skills, because if you do not, if you can't read the other person's emotions, how much a decision means to them, or if you can't communicate clearly, it's going to be very difficult to make and continue to make decisions together in a productive way. So these are the skills I believe that will need to be improved and developed the most. So I'm now going to provide 2 models that I plan to use to increase my capabilities as a leader and develop my business in the future. The first one is scenario and strategic thinking. This involves 2 components. The first one is establishing 2 uncertainties, and then using a matrix to create 4 possible scenarios with each uncertainty playing out in a different way. This is a great model to provide in numerous aspects of strategic planning, and it can be applied in any setting of a business department. It could be you're trying to work out financial scenarios, human resource scenarios, marketing scenarios. And then so once you've used this model to create lots of different scenarios, then you can use strategic thinking to actually work out the solutions that you should apply in those scenarios. And this just provides you the ability to be prepared and start planning the resources that you might need for implementation in the future. So the second model that has been of great interest to me, and I plan to use and continue to develop on, is the French and Raven's 7 sources of power. So this provides an insight to how people basically have power, and it can be divided into personal and positional components, but the applications of this really include the ability to know if you do not lack the ability to make something happen, how you can make that happen, or what you need to do to make that happen. So from a business perspective, if I was to see myself wanting to try and attract the best employees possible in the market, and I was struggling, I could refer to this model and think to myself, well, can I increase my resources so that I can provide better reward? Can I improve my reverence skills so that I can be more of a positive attraction and increase my likability with these people? So it provides you numerous capabilities to increase your power and capability in many different ways.